Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here. One of my favorite childhood authors, Roald Dahl, said this: "Above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it." Magic. What is magic? What do we think of when someone says that word? We probably go to sorcery or witchcraft, or one of my favorites, Hermione Granger, or stories that we love that have magical properties like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. We often associate magic with an enchanted object like a wand or a special gift that someone has. But what about magic as feeling? What is that? For me, that invokes feelings of wonder and awe, oftentimes feelings that we correlate with childhood: long summers, endless adventures, the world through a child's eyes. That unrestrained ability to use your imagination to find fascination in the most everyday of objects and experiences. And this is one of the greatest feelings in the world: that wonder, that awe, when you discover something new or seeing something for the first time in a completely different way. So I've talked about magic as feeling and the everyday magic that exists through the eyes of a child. But what about this? Magic as technology. Strange, right? When we think of technology, it doesn't always evoke the M word. Hermione Granger, yes. Alexa, maybe not so much. Technology can often seem mechanical, methodical, the opposite of that childlike wonder of evoking whimsy and awe. But in some ways, this couldn't be further from the truth. And I'm reminded of a quote from Arthur C. Clarke, the writer of 2001: A Space Odyssey. He says, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." What we do, what we all do in this room, what we have gathered here for today, technology, we are creators of magic. Think of how an early human would react to a microwave oven. Can you imagine? Or how your great-grandparent would comprehend email. And Alexa playing my favorite song, magic. Technology is a new kind of wonder, and we are living in Rome during the Renaissance. And we are all magicians. Everyone in this room has the potential to create wonder and awe in their audience, their clients, and their customers. We can fascinate, delight, and evoke these brilliant feelings. So a little bit about me. My name is Jessica Shamash, and I'm an immersive storyteller. I spent my entire career fusing the tech and the entertainment sectors. And it started at Pixar Animation Studios, where there was magic hiding in every corner. Pixar set out to tell amazing stories and embrace technology to create wonder in its audience. Toy Story was one of those magical leaps where the world had no idea how a story made with a 3D computer could have that kind of emotional impact on its audience. And then I saw virtual reality for the first time. And it was another one of those magical leaps, and I became part of a very small team who were attempting to tell stories in VR. This was Oculus Story Studio, a small division within Facebook. And now I'm the head of creative production and one of the founding members of Fable Studio, where we are focusing on creating compelling AR and VR characters, like Lucy from Wolves on the Walls. This was a project we created based on the children's book by Neil Gaiman that just premiered at the Sundance Film Festival. And I'm going to share the trailer with you right now. Do we have volume? So this is Lucy. Oh, there
Hello.
Denise is a big fan of Neil Gaiman. So when I was at Sundance, there was an older gentleman going for the Wolves on the Walls experience. He was in his 80s, and he didn't know anyone was watching. And his name was Fred. And he was talking to this little girl, Lucy, who you just saw in the trailer. And he was smiling. He was crawling on the ground, following her around. He was giddy. He was playing. He was laughing. And it was sweet. And it reminded me of the first time that I was in VR for the first time. And just like Fred, I was lost in wonder. All of the outside world faded away, and I was completely present in the moment, unaware of anything outside of that experience, away from worry, away from a running mind and thoughts. I was just open and taking in this virtual world. So there's a little joke within the industry, the VR industry, and it's called VR face. This is it. This is the typical face of people in VR for the first time. So don't say I didn't warn you when your picture ends up in a presentation just like mine. But this VR face reminds me of something. Magic as feeling, magic as technology. This intrinsic beauty of virtual reality where our adult inhibitions melt into childlike wonder. And this is what Fred looked like. And I was so moved by this man at this festival because he had no worry, no facade. He was just open. And as beautiful and amazing as this was, Fred also made me feel a little sad because I started thinking about the irony of wearing a VR headset and how only then are we free to behave and embrace that inner child. Only with a headset on, covering us from the world, do we allow ourselves to invoke that child within us. And I started thinking about the masks, the headsets, the makeup we wear every day. Who we're supposed to be and what you're supposed to look like if you're a boss, an assistant, if you're running a meeting, and how we have to wear a face, a facade. We might change the way we talk. We might change the way we posture ourselves. In business and in society in general, oftentimes we as women feel we have to wear these masks to be respected, to be taken seriously. I know I have. And in these moments, I'm on guard, my mouth is closed, I have a stern look, and that child is buried deep within me. But then I remember who I am when I'm open and I'm not pretending. A child doesn't hesitate and doesn't self-criticize. The inner critic is silent. The child doesn't judge and embraces the wonder of a moment. And I am my most creative self when I embrace that childlike wonder in me. I am my best storyteller, the best magician. So when I reread this quote by Roald Dahl, I realized he's actually giving us some straight-up advice. Above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Magic is everywhere. Magic is in this room. We are creators of magic. We are magicians. And I will leave you with a final thought. If underneath these masks are glittering eyes, then perhaps we're better off without these masks after all. Thank you. Yeah.